Hello everyone, and welcome to a new devlog of Radiance Unseen. Alright guys, so today we're going to be turning this into this. And I know that doesn't really look like a lot has changed, right? But what really has changed, one of the most important things that have changed, are the art style and that little guy right there. Let's start with the art style because it is the simplest thing to talk about. So I made a color palette for Radiance Unseen, and I also got Aseprite. Now I used to use a software called Piskel for my pixel art, and it was great. It had good animation stuff, but it just wasn't fitting the bill that I really needed to make this game. So I decided to redo every single piece of art in the game in Aseprite with a designated color palette, so the whole game would kind of mesh together with itself. And I really think this helped the look of the game, and I really like it. And I hope you guys like it too. Alright, and the next thing I did is I created shooting. Now, I did have a little bit of trouble with getting this shooting to work, and I also posted a YouTube short on that glitch, which was amazingly funny, and I think you guys should check it out. But basically, I created these bullets that would move when you shot them, and I also created these the ability to switch between weapons that was on the player, and you could change weapons, you know, and use all that in the armory, which I'm yet to create. It's literally just clicking a variable right now in the editor. And then what I did is I added some particles on the back of the bullets using Unity's particle system. A great system in Unity for making particles. You know those little square dots? Yeah, those are particles. Anyway, I finished the shooting, and this allowed us to make some enemies. Alright, now that we can finally create our first enemies, I was thinking about which one I really wanted to make, and I decided just the most basic one, the Sentry, would probably be the best option. So the Sentry basically has two arms on either side with little cannons coming out of them, and that's about it. They don't do too much special, but they're just, you know, your bulk standard, hey, I see you, and now I shoot you enemy. So first of all, these enemies started out as red squares, which I find hilarious. But the red square, I first taught it how to patrol around. Basically, the enemy has two phases or two stages that it goes through. One is the patrol phase, and the second is the pathfinding phase. The patrol phase is basically where we shoot out raycasts, and we keep moving our sentry between a bunch of different patrol points so he can kind of walk around that area, and once he sees you, then he can start attacking you, and that's when we transition into the pathfinding phase. The pathfinding phase is where he sees you, he knows you're there, and he starts going toward you and shooting you. Pathfinding phase is called that because we are using pathfinding to move around the obstacles. Alright, now that I've told you basically a little bit more about how it works, I'm going to actually show you in game what this looks like. So we're going to hit our play button here, and this is our run code. This is our scene view, so this is what we see as a developer behind the scenes, and the main game view in this side is what the player will actually see when you're playing the game. I'll just let this do its thing, and as you can see, we have our two enemies here. They're the same, they're running the same code, just different positions. I'm going to shoot at this one. And now you can see how we can fight and how this will all work out. And I can also switch weapons and use a pistol. And there we go. Alright, so if you guys are really more curious about how this system works, I'm going to put out another video on YouTube after this one detailing everything you need to know about how the system works if you're really curious. Now, that will be in a YouTube playlist series called Coding Unseen, and that is all the progress that I got done this month. It doesn't really look like a lot, but it really means a lot to me, because it took very long to get that sentry enemy down, and it just took so long that this devlog is even like 5 days late into the month, and I'm still working on it. So please just check out this end card with a couple more videos you might be interested in. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you watch the next devlog of Radiance Unseen.